Hello everyone, welcome back to part 5 of Hill Orc Fighter of Beogh, here with Ultraviolent 4. We're making pretty good pace. We're starting the 5th one here and we've already picked up 2 runes and done a couple of floors of vaults. If you've watched my other series, you know that by this stage it's common that we don't have any runes yet. So it's good. We're making good pace to head into Extended. In the last one we had a couple of pretty significant gear upgrades. You can see both of them in the player tile here, as we'll just wait for that plane to go over. There we go. So we found a large shield, which in a vacuum I don't like the tile on this one very much, but I think it makes a pretty good combo with the light helmet that we're currently wearing. So pretty happy about the style this time. But we also found a broad axe, which is the first one in the game so far. So because we found 11 enchant armor, or enchant weapon scrolls, excuse me, so far, we're immediately going to enchant that up to +9. I don't really care that it's not branded. Like maybe we could wait until we find a branded broad axe or some sort of, yeah, that would just a branded broad axe or an artifact broad axe. No, you couldn't enchant that. Anyway, the point is going from a +3 war axe, I think it was, to a +9 broad axe is such a significant step up in power that I'm willing to just do it immediately. So let's go. And also we found so many that, say we find some magical broad axe that we want to use, we're probably just going to find enough enchant weapon scrolls to enchant up a second one anyway. Especially considering that, we're feeling very hungry, that in Extended we're going to be fighting them too. So we now have a +9 broad axe. A similar argument could be made for the enchant armor scrolls. I mean, we could very easily have a +8 large shield, but for that one I'm not so worried. Our defenses are fine right now without worrying about that. I'd rather just wait for the extra AC later on. And then that's it. Okay, we upped our shield training to focus it after we found this large shield. And we're pretty much, for quite a while, we're going to be training like this. We want to max our fighting and our armor. We want our invocations to max as well. And we're getting our shield to 25. Our skill target for dodging is 12, but in any case, for the melee part of this run, this is how we want our skills to be. Later on, we might start training things like evocations or spell schools and so on, but for now, this is fine. And we were in vaults. At the end of the last episode, I said we might be going into elf, but then I realized that we've never found elf because we only just dipped our head into orc 2, so we're definitely not doing elf. We're going to continue on doing vaults. We should be a little bit stronger here now that we've got this broad axe. Okay, let's bring. We can bring this team with us. So we're going to train up this orc knight, this orc warrior, and we can have Zorog to come along with us. We'll retreat him away. We want to be as efficient as we can with our training, because our aim is to ultimately break the game with having so many orc followers, right? So in that case, every bit of experience counts. Oh dear, okay. Well, we've been feared. What were the odds of that? It has to be small. 50% apparently. Is that true? With 2 pips of MR? It's kind of surprising. I'm trying to think if we should just smite the orange brain. Because what I'm worried about is that it can do shadow creatures, which can go kind of crazy. But if the Rakshasa is also then copying the orange brain, and all those copies are also making shadow creatures, this could go nuts extremely quickly. So I'm just going to smite the orange brain. Yeah, exactly like that. I don't know if that's... okay. Wasn't sure which one was real. Just smoke both of them. This guy's... he's already got a halberd. Oh, our dude ran in. He heard probably the calls of his orc brethren. He just charged straight into battle. Checking paralysis on this guy, it's only 10%. I'm okay with that. He died though, unfortunate. That Orc Knight also didn't convert. None of these orcs are converting. None of the good ones. Wow, okay. None of them did. Oh well, okay. But anyway, so this Orc Knight that has the halberd and the chainmail, he's a very good candidate for a +7 longbow, if he ever gets named. I don't believe from all those orcs we didn't end up with any of the good ones. We're gonna get corroded here. This looks kind of scary. Okay, we've got a wizard. He can have banishment or paralysis, so I want to have the protection from magic ring on. We're also getting corroded, so I need to be mindful of that by the entropy weaver. We only went to corrosion -4, that's okay. If we went to, corrosion -12 territory, we might have had to either retreat or call some more orc friends in. We got Beowulf. Alright, so we're going to tell our orcs to camp here. We're going to go get one of those longbows, the artifact ones. Oh no, okay, the +7 is the hand crossbow. So we want him to have this one, the +0 curse longbow of Venom and Aralek. Yep. Got it. No we don't, because we can't carry it. We need to drop something. We have a new ring that we haven't tried yet. A ring of wizardry. We might want that later in the game, but we certainly don't need it now. Okay, grab the longbow. It's cursed. I don't know. See, I think when you give cursed weapons to your orcs, they don't care. Maybe Beogh uncurses them, but I still feel like this is a risk because I don't 100% know. Maybe one of you can figure it out. So I'm going to uncurse that first, which means we need to take our large shield off. Then we can wield it. Then we can uncurse it. Okay, and then we can go back again. Alright, good. Just in case. And then Beowulf can have, there you go, the longbow of the Reaper. So he's now got a pretty powerful ranged option there. He's going to poison enemies with it too, which is good. Oh, I'm glad there's no really crazy broad axe here, like a broad axe of Elec or something. So that immediately after we cursed our stuff, there was another one. Wand of Paralysis. I'm happy just to have one Hex Wand at a time, so I think we can drop Enslavement. I'm also going to drop Ice Blast. We'll keep Paralysis with us though. I don't know. There's some small chance that we'll want to hex something at some point. This guy is calling friends in, which is always a fun time. There are more orcs in there too. Okay. He's not going to convert though. Okay, so we've got a Guardian Serpent who's now blinking enemies on top of us, which is interesting. Taking this slowly just to make sure I don't get completely corroded to death by that entropy weaver. Okay, we're good. Alright, good. Now I want to smite the orange brain before he starts going crazy. Our friends are all feared. Alright, we'll just take this really slow. I want to save this Orc Knight because he's getting hit by the Earth Elementals. They're being summoned by this Deep Elf Mage, so to make sure we kill him, we'll just smite him. And then, oh boy. I'll just take this really slowly. I can shut the door. That didn't do anything. One of them opened it and then they shot through. Okay, we need to step in. It's alright. Alright, good. Oh, that orc became a priest, which is actually something you don't want to happen. You'd rather than be plain orcs. I'm being careful of our Orc Knight here. I'm just making sure that he's not in the line of fire because he's probably one shot from dying. He's Bogfried and he is just leveled up. So Bogfried, he's got a longsword and a plate armor, so he wants a polearm. I'm going to give him the +2 glaive. The reason that I didn't go with the Trident of Venom, it's similar to when I've been talking about when we're converting stuff, we don't want to poison them, because then the orc might convert and just die. We're likely to see packs of orcs here in vaults, and in that case I don't want him poisoning them. Wait, what happened there? Why do I see he's clearly Bogfried, but he's showing up in our monster list just as a plain orc knight? That's not right. Yeah, there we go. Refresh the game. Fixed it. More enchant weapon scrolls. I'm just going to drop those. We'll come get them later if we find another weapon that we want to enchant. Say we had found the weapon that we wanted for the entire game. Say this was a +9 broadaxe of a Lek. At this point, I'm trying to think, maybe that's not true because we're going in extended, so maybe we always want to keep an eye out for multiple axes because we could use anti-magic and or holy weapon later. But the thing I was thinking is that once you get your weapon sorted, you can start using enchant weapon scrolls on, say, the Demon Trident of Draining, so that you're buffing up the weapons that your orc followers are going to get. Glowing Cloak, it's +2. So do I prefer repel missiles or do I prefer the additional AC that comes from this? 28 AC with it, with the repulsion it's 24. So we're talking about 4 AC. That might confuse you a bit because you're thinking, hang on, Cloak is 1 AC and then that's 2, so why is it 4? It's because that 1 base AC is being worked through our armor skill, so we're actually getting 4 from it. I prefer the 4 AC to repel missiles, especially considering that we have 20 shield. We're not really that bothered by projectiles. Alright, Bogfried. Oh no, we want Bogfried, but Beowulf, it's time for you to go. Again, because the Warlord is the higher hit dice one, he pushed his way through the door first. So he's going to be the one who goes off screen first. So it's very handy in when you're trying to keep your lower trained orcs with you. That is a Sphinx. I already have my double MR on, which means we should swap because I'd much rather walk around with protection from fire on. Yeah, especially when you meet a fire giant. Alright. The way that I positioned myself there, so we were 2 tiles away, meant that we were keeping Bogfried safe from both fireballs and bolts of fire. It's that optimal Beogh positioning that, if you think about it a bit, really makes your orcs much more survivable. Look how many bolts we're getting. It's that time of the game when you're in bolts where you're meeting all the Yaktors that you end up with millions. I don't want to step through the door because then it's going to get locked and then Bogfried won't be able to come in with us. Hey, we made 6 pips of piety. Okay, let's go see if we can get an orc warlord. Bogfried can stay here. Let's go to orc. We'll go to orc 1. Beowulf can stay there. Is this? No, that's a stair that we don't know. This is where the warlord was. Check that we're not about to be paralyzed. 9%. Stranger things have happened. Okay, and I should retreat my friends away because they're going to get pretty owned by the warlord having an axe. He's going to cleave. And so what happens here is we'll get 2 goes. We get to convert him as he's going to die, and if we fail that, we potentially get to resurrect his corpse if he makes one. I'd prefer him just to convert, which he did. That's amazing. Okay, good times. Alright, that means we get to continue on doing orc as well, because we've still got 6 piety. Alright. Come back upstairs, team. You can guard that area. This is the pan ending, so if we really want to go do pandemonium early, we can. Which is a bit of a bummer in some ways because it's going to have demon spawn in it, whereas we'd much prefer that it was just an ending that had lots of high level orcs for us to add to our army. Whereas this one tends to, it's got the demon spawn, and then it tends to have orc sorcerers and high priests, which we care much less about. Okay, this means we can go to elf after. Okay, we got a knight here. Well, we converted him. I was going to say, if he leaves a corpse, I'd be tempted to resurrect him. I'm building quite an army up there. I'll have to give you a roll call soon. I don't want to do it yet, but soon. Alright. You guys can stay here for the moment. I'm going to check this upstairs. There's a centaur. Just kidding. It's a cyclops. He has a distortion weapon. He converted. It's okay. I was going to say, we're going to have to smite him. And, oh! This is the vault that has a shield of ignorance in it. Okay. So you need to be... not be greedy. I have died doing this. So let's see. It's the shield of ignorance. It's a +10 large shield. Gives you a point of RN. The int -4 isn't so great for spellcasting, but we don't care too much about that. Jack1 is saying nice because he's happy about the shield. But what happens is, well, we'll step in and I'll show you. It is a vault that kills you purely based on greed. So especially when you find this early game, or say you'd come into Orc normally at this point, you could very easily die to this. So these guys confuse you, and in fact, we should put our other point of MR on so we don't just get confused to death. If you don't have enough MR for this, these guys chain confuse you. They also do shadow creatures like this, as well as stealing your int. So if you ever become brainless in here, you just die. It's really funny. Note that none of the statues can see this bit here. So if it is early, if you're willing to blow a scroll of blinking, you can just blink onto the shield, pick it up, and then teleport out. So the cost of a blink scroll and a teleport scroll, you can get the shield of ignorance. But now that we have 3 pips of MR, because we're here later than we normally would be, it's only a 4% chance to confuse us. So we can actually probably just smite them to death. If I was a bit faster, I probably could have just fought my way in. Alright, rip those plain orcs that we just converted there. I think I will just fight my way in. Unfortunately, you can't convert these these summoned orcs because that would be funny. They'd all just turn on the statues. Alright, so I'm gonna run in. We're not really afraid of orcs at this point. We're not really afraid of being confused either. Oh, we didn't get... That was a neck a sec, but we didn't get mutated, fortunately. The thing we mainly care about is actually that our int doesn't drop to 0, so we become brainless. It's pretty, yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking of the times I've died in here. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, that's a very powerful shadow creatures. Because you just get continually confused, so you're blowing through your curing potions, and then eventually, if you get made brainless, you can no longer read scrolls, so you can't even teleport out anymore, and then you just get killed by the summons. It's pretty embarrassing. I like it though. I really like this vault. I think it's a checkers vault, in fact. Hey, we got confused. Because it's purely a greed vault. You only ever die here due to your own greed. Which, yeah, I like it. We've dropped below 6 pips of piety, so maybe once we grab this shield, we'll leave. In fact, why don't we just... We've got the shield. I don't really need to kill these other statues, but I guess it's giving us extra experience, so why not? I noticed that we've actually just dropped to 2 int, so let's not, see? The greed, it can overcome you. So that means and we can't wear this large shield of ignorance yet because it has -4 int. We need to get our intelligence back first. That's pretty funny though, after all this talk that I've been going on about dying Just our int started dropping. Let's take our orc friends back up. I'm going to continue going with the orcish mines, but again, if we meet someone like an orc warlord, we'll retreat again. Okay, these are all fine. Okay, I'm just taking this really slowly. I don't mind if our plain orcs die. Rest up, take these guys up, add them to the group, and we'll keep going. I'm going to wait on buying potions until we see what else is on the floor, but there's a resistance here. Do we have any of those? We do, so I'm not going to insta buy that. But of ones here that we potentially would want, mutation, pretty much everything in this shop except for the degen actually. There you go. I will insta buy the heal wounds though. Gonna mark the uncursed ring of wizardry, especially now that LRD has been removed from the game. If we want to destroy walls, we're gonna need potentially to cast shatter. Well, we'll have to cast shatter, so there might be a point where we need all the wizardry we can get, which might be multiple rings of wizardry, a staff of wizardry, whatever else we might happen to find, any gear that has it on it. We are just getting smoked like crazy in here. I don't want him to die to a blast. I think he did. Yup, he got the blast anyway. Damn. This is something that's kind of funky, but when you convert a summoner, the summons stay. I'd rather that the sorcerer die rather than we get mutated, unfortunately. Oh well. Alright. There's a demon trident on that one. Let's start running out so that we're not doing the fight in there, where we then ultimately lose all our orcs as we did just before. Yeah, similar thing. So we get the sorcerer, but all his, and that guy, all his conversions are still there. Alright, well these guys managed to live. One of them got named Arbolt, the orc sorcerer. Another sorcerer. Here's a halberd of chopping. I really don't want to get mutated, so I'm just going to smite the high priest, and then he dies to his own summons. Yeah, it's funky. It happens with your red when you enslave something's soul. It becomes your enslaved spectral follower, but what summons remain. It's super funky. I mean, I wouldn't say it's bugged, but that's totally not the way that it should work. Where you kill summons and the summoners die. I think it should work where you convert the summons should either die or they should also convert. I'm gonna wait till we get our HP back before we fight him. The game is lagging out as we rest there. Game is really struggling. I can give you a demonstration here of how busted stair pulling can be with a bunch of followers. If we go back up here, okay, I'll show you a trick. Here's a magic trick, ready? How do you make a gelid demon spawn disappear? Oh, he didn't. Oh, damn. Alright, the magic trick didn't work. Oh well, let's steal his demon trident of flaming. +4 demon trident of flaming. That's going to go to a follow at some point. We've got a bunch of books here. Book of Minor Magic is great. It has Blink, but we already know Blink, don't we? Yeah, we already do, so never mind. What else? Book of Changes. No, we don't care about those. Book of Cantrips in the Sky. We've found both of those before. This one has statue form. Interesting. Gives you resistant to torment. It's possible we could be a statue form Hill Orc, maybe. Another manual of necromancy. It's our second one this game. That's the Necronomicon. Maybe we could be a necromutation Hill Orc, which would give us complete immunity to torment. What else do we have? Book of Enchantments. We've already got the ones there that we care about. And I think that's pretty much all we care about. Yep. Necromancer Smork. Yeah, exactly. Especially with 2 manuals of necromancy, maybe that might make necromutation be actually somewhat legit. It's interesting. Pair of glowing boots. We have +2. This could be something even better. So we'll test those. Boots of running. Okay, definitely better. Lets us move faster than 10 speed. Also, there's an artifact chainmail here. I'm willing to find out what it is. +1 chainmail, R poison in +7 dex -3. Not too excited about that. I much prefer the just the RC that we're getting from our cold resistance one. Okay, so a couple of things we want to do here. Well, let's maybe buy these potions. We're not really in a hurry for them though. Okay, so a couple of things. We want to enchant armor, these boots of running. Let's go, just grab 2 of them that are on D15. The other thing that we want to do, as we again just wait for this plane, is that we want to hit Control E to pace our travel speed to our slowest ally. That means that when we're fast traveling somewhere, we won't just leave our orcs behind. When we're auto-exploring, for instance. It means when we're walking normally, you see the 0.9 in brackets here, next to time, we are walking at our fast pace. So it doesn't slow all your movement down, which is a common misconception I often see made. It's only the fast travel, when you're auto-exploring or you're using G to go somewhere, that you will go at your slowest ally's pace. Alright, good. So that's our orc done. Not gonna do a roll call just yet because I want to find our orcs. Where did we leave them? I don't remember. We left them over here. Okay, so it's just Bogfried. Alright, so we'll train Bogfried up to a warlord while we've got him, and then we'll do a roll call and we'll see how big our army is. Alright, this is very scary. We have 3 pips of MR, so we're not going to get banished. But I'm still terrified of the Demonologist, so we're just going to smite him. Yeah, he made a fiend. That's why we're afraid. I also don't like the fact that we have double Annihilators, so I'm also going to smite those guys. They can have Crystal Spear. So they do huge amounts of damage very quickly. Alright, all our piety can go, it doesn't matter. Point is, we just want to stay alive. I don't want Bogfried to die though. How are you going to stay alive? I think you are in a lot of trouble, my friend. I'm going to retreat you back. And we are maybe going to have to do some tactical retreating here. Maybe you could even get shafted. You didn't get shafted. Okay, that's alright. Keep retreating, buddy. I'll cover you. Keep going. We move faster than him, that's why I keep catching up. Keep going. Go into the room so we can go back upstairs, my friend. Retreat to the stairs. You can make it. Follow me. Let's get out of here. We're getting poisoned to death by the wolf spider. That's okay. We've got plenty of curing. Alright, good. Alright, well that was crazy, Bogfried. I'm glad we both lived through that one. Wait here, because now we're going to stare down stuff up. That went very crazy, very quickly. And I noticed that, okay, well, there are a couple of paralysis people here. There's a Sphinx somewhere, there's an Ogre Mage, but I should be once again walking around with our firing on. Our int is now high enough whereby we could technically use the large shield of ignorance, but we'd be on 1 int. So I'd like it to come up a little bit more first before we become brainless, pass out, and then die. Hey, Bogfried became a warlord. Alright, let's do a roll call. Let's see how many orcs we have. I'll bring them up to, I want to find a big open area where we can see everyone in full glory. How about over here? Okay, roll call time. Everyone, come in. Let's check our army. Are we done? We finished recalling our allies. Okay, so this is how our army is looking right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 warlords, a couple of knights, a bunch of warriors, and then a few of the higher ones. I'm gonna see if there are any here that can be gifted. Arbolt's a sorcerer and a priest. What has he got? Arbolt's just got an embroidered robe. There are a couple of things that you can do. Gifting shields, like if you do want to try to keep your sorcerers and high priests alive, gifting shields makes them a fair bit survivable, as does gifting them armor, because monsters don't have spell failures due to armor. I'm 95% sure that's true. So if you give them heavy armor, they'll still cast just fine. I hope that's true. I think the only thing that makes monsters fail spells is anti-magic. Alright, so let's get him something. You can just find him an armor. We're doing literally every armor in the game. Actually, a buckler of protection is great. That's a really good one to give him. Because not only then can he block with it, but it gives him 3 extra AC too. So you can have that Arbor. The +1 buckler protection. Okay, that's good. And Berold, the Orc Priest. Let's see. Maybe we can give him a shield too. We can just go grab him a buckler. Actually, you know what? Let's give him the -2 large shield. No, let's not. That's good on an orc. We'll just give him a buckler. Okay, that will make him more survivable too. I mean, he's just a plain priest, so it's not that exciting, but all the same. And so we want to go back to vaults, do we? Or do we want to do some elf? I think we'll do some vaults. So I'm just going to say everyone follow me. I'm going to go to vaults. I'm going to see who we end up with. A bunch of warlords, because they have the high HD. Well, tell them to wait here. Tell them to wait here. See if we can get some regular orcs to follow us. I'm just telling all these ones to wait here, and then when some random pleb comes, like this guy, and the few who are coming, like this, nice, we'll get them to train. So we just want to get rid of Bogrim, so he can go up. When he goes through, we'll shut the door on him, and then we'll say, follow us again. So we've got a pretty good team here. Thorok is an orc knight, we've got a warrior, a sorcerer, and a couple of plain orcs. This is good. Vaults 2 is done, so we're on to Vaults 3. Alright, and I mean, I care mostly about the warrior and the knight, but if you take good care, you can keep your plain orcs alive too. It's just that I'm not really going to bother. Well, they both immediately became warriors. Let's see, if this is a brand weapon scroll now, so /- shows us the items we don't know yet. The scroll of silence is valuable. I don't want to waste that, so I'm going to ID this just in case. And it is. Right. That's fine. That's why we ID'd it. That's a ring of sea invis. I think we can drop that. We have C invis on this other RLEC MR- ring. I mean, potentially there are situations where we want to C invis and not have bad MR, but I'm thinking it'll probably be okay. Okay, so we lost some of the plain ones, we lost the sorcerer. As I've said, don't worry about the sorcerers and the like because they're really hard to stay alive. And our Orc Warrior has become Bogrim. So we've also met Jory. We have a look at our monster list. He's listed as red. He is extremely threatening because of his crystal spear that he has. And he happens to have a great sort of distortion, as it turns out. Alright, I was going to say, this is a perfect time to use one of the scrolls of silence that we picked up, because without his spells, he's much less dangerous. But in fact, he also has distortion, so I don't want to fight him in melee either, which means we just start smiting him. It's our kill anything button, so there you go, he dies before he even really does anything, before he gets to us. Still really wish we could find a... Wait, oh, Bogrim died. Oh, no, he got poisoned. I didn't even pay attention. Alright, sorry, Bogrim. That's my bad. I didn't even notice. Moment of silence for Bogrim. Short moment of silence, I wasn't too attached to him. But we could have gifted something to him. He didn't have any armor, which is why he went down really quickly. But that's okay, we'll get Thorok and this Orc Knight. We'll bring them both to Warlord. Let's not randomly die to this Etten that we're now going to smite. Man, Ettins. They'll surprise you. They can put out very high amounts of damage if they happen to hit you. Here is a plain Orc who has an artifact scythe, who immediately converted. I'm really curious to know what his artifact scythe is. But that's fine. I mean, if he dies, we can have a look. But he has there you go, an artifact polearm, so he's perfect. if he makes it. We've only got one of our orcs with us because the door's been locked. We need to run back over and open that in a sec. If these monsters stop coming, that is. We are confused. What were the odds for that? 22%. Alright, we'll cure out of that. That is a flayed ghost that has just been summoned. Way too scary, so I'm just going to smite the orange brain. Alright, and let's get back to our friends. I was going to say, they might actually be dead, because we got marked, yeah, which would have brought a whole bunch of enemies to us. They would have found our orcs that were stuck outside and they died. Damn it. Okay, well that's an F for Thoric too. I don't know if that's how you spell it, but I think that's it. Being marked. This guy just went berserk. How did he go berserk? Did he have a... He had a potion of berserk. Okay, this is really bad. He's going to hit really hard. And we're also worried about this Revenant. Ghostly Fireball hurts like crazy. As does just him draining us. What to do here? Step left so we're not in view of the Revenant. I don't know what this invis thing is. And yeah, the Orc Knight, the Berserk Orc Knight just hurts way too bad. And the Revenant's coming and we're still marked. Okay, so situation going completely out of control. I'm gonna blink first of all. I want to get rid of the mark. We've only got one cancellation though. Maybe I don't want to use that. I was thinking we cancel out of the mark and we teleport. The reason I don't just want to teleport is because wherever we land, everyone on the floor is still going to know where we are due to the mark. I could just start recalling orcs in here. I think that's maybe the better play. Alright. Orc team comes in. I'm going to stop there because we probably don't need more than this. Oh, it's a Vampire Knight. Oh boy, he's got 11% chance to paralyze us. He's hasted too. Step behind our orcs. Let's start smiting him. Okay, good. He went down. As soon as I see the Revenant, we're going to smite him as well. Okay, good. And our HP is too low here. We're going to heal wounds. And we're going to start smiting. Yeah, you see there. I need to step out of vision. This is too crazy. Let's heal wounds again. Our friends are in a lot of trouble here, but there's not much we can do about that because we're going to die. So let's keep smiting. The next scary one is probably... Wait, what if this Ogre Mage has Lightning Bolt? Do we know what he has? No. It's probably okay. So I'm going to smite the Soul Eater. Okay. Now smite the Ogre Mage. Alright. Now we can join the fight again. No, we can't. We need to kill this guy too. More smites. Okay, he's dead. Alright, so that got a bit crazy. I don't think we lost any more of our dudes. We lost the knight, but I don't think we lost any of our warlords when we had to... Oh, we did. Who's here? No, that's just a plain longbow. Okay, that's alright. I can hit Control X and have a look. Are there any corpses here? No. Alright, so I don't think we lost any warlords, but man, that went crazy. That fight went very crazy. We were perfectly in control. We had a good team that we were training up there, and then it was a combination of being locked out from half our orcs and getting marked that just made that go completely to crap. Oh well, okay, well let's get some more to train. That was really unfortunate. So I'm going to use the recall trick again, where we're going to recall, and every turn I'm going to say wait here until I start getting some that I want to train. Maybe that one. We can take this Orc Knight. We can train him up. Okay, and the Sorcerer. Yeah, I feel kind of sad about that. Now our piety is really dropping again. We might need to start smiting these boggarts because of all these dudes that they're summoning. Yeah, I don't want all those guys hitting us at once. So let's start smiting them as well. Let's see. How about we throw out some acid? Let's take this real slow. We can always recall our orcs in again. Yeah, I think we're okay. He became Gorm. Okay, let's have a look at Gorm. He's got a glaive, so he's already got a polearm, and he's got a plate armor. So he's probably a good candidate for a ranged weapon. So let's see. I think there were longbows around. Yes, there's a Rune longbow over here. So let's give him that. I'm curious to know what it is, if that's got a longbow of flaming or something. Oh, also our int's gone back up, so we're up to 11 int, in which case I think we can safely wear the large shield of ignorance now. So we've got 7 int and it's going to go back up to 10. But we need to take that off to test the longbow. +3 longbow, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's a good weapon for Gorm to have. But we only have 3 pips of piety. Never mind. Okay, it's going to be a while till we can gift. We really need that. Alright, we're being marked again. So here comes all the fun. And this is way too crazy. So we're marked again. We've got a War Gargoyle, a Vault Warden, a Wizard, and God knows what else coming. So what I'm going to do actually, Gorm's in a lot of trouble. I'm going to retreat him away. And I think we need a teleport. I can't just run from this because we're going to get locked out of all the stairs by the Vault Warden. So first of all, Gorm, you retreat. I'm going to read a teleport. And then we'll see if we can get off this floor. That's not going to help much. Although what I can do is start... Oh no, I can't recall orcs. We don't have 4 pips of piety. Oh, this is horrible. Okay. Whoops. Alright, well we're in a lot of trouble, so let's start buffing. I'm going to quaff haste. Agility and might we're probably okay with. check the paralysis on this guy, 13%, it's pretty low. Check the banish, he doesn't have banish, so that's okay. Alright, let's get in the corner so not as many of them can hit us at once. And I really hope Gorm is still alive. I think there's a good chance because we didn't teleport very far away and we're still marked. So hopefully all those monsters just ran in at us rather than chasing Gorm. We're still marked. This is what happens when you have low MR in vaults. Oh right, we have recall now. Okay, let's get some friends. That'll make this much safer. I do not want to fight the Eden though. We're gonna smite him. Don't run in and fight them all. I don't know who you are, but you're crazy. Come back. It's a shapeshifter, I think. No. I wonder if Gorm died. Don't know, he might be running around somewhere. We don't have a File of Floods, we should pick that up, that's useful. Well, I don't know. We'll just clear the rest of the floor. This has been going so crazy. I'm actually going to just finish this floor off with this team. And I think that I've learnt that I no longer want to be in vaults. Rather than do vaults 4, I think we'll go do elf. Why have we picked up a random... Wait, that's not right. Yeah, I thought we picked up a random short bow. Oh, I never even gave Gorm the longbow. I'm an idiot. I'm not even wearing a second ring. All this time, not only did I not have the second pip of MR, we didn't even have RF. Oh, that was bad of me. We're trying to pick something up. Let's drop... you can drop the longbow, because I suspect Gorm might just be dead. Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Gorm probably did die, so there's an F for Gorm too. And we've been losing a lot of orcs. Really makes me sad. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, no more vaults, it's too dangerous. We're just losing orcs everywhere. We can confirm that actually. Let's do a roll call. Maybe Gorm is still here. Here's an Orc Knight. We can go Control X to have a look at our bigger list of things. No, Gorm definitely ate it. Alright, sorry Gorm. Okay. Well, let's go do some elf. Alright, this plain orc can come in, maybe. I was gonna say he's probably just gonna get nailed in the starting room. So how about we take on this starting room / stare dance them all up, and then we'll bring him in. Because he's just gonna die to all the bolts if I bring him into that starting room like that. Okay, he just died anyway. He had a negative energy bolt. Alright, so let's get someone new to train. Is that... no. We have an unnamed orc warlord somewhere who I wouldn't mind training. He's that guy there. Nice, okay. So we'll get him named. We'll give him some sort of weapon. He's going to be much more survivable as an orc warlord than the other guy was. There is a longsword of distortion. Let's immediately smite that. We do not want to go to the abyss. Oh, there's a deep elf mage that has a distortion as well. Oh, it was a glaive of venom. I completely misunderstood. Okay, so, well, as much as I want to smite the deep elf mage with a longsword of distortion, the demonologist up here has made a Sitsamore. And in fact, how much? We've only got 2 pips of MR, so there are a lot of things going wrong right now. We don't have enough MR to not get banished, it's 13%. We smote the wrong thing to get rid of the distortion. And there's a Sitsamore. Okay, order of importance. We need to kill the Demon Otis to get rid of the Sitsamul, who's potentially going. Oh, never mind. We went to the abyss. Rip. What am I doing? I think I need to take a break here. I'm losing the plot right now. So that shouldn't have happened. Instead of the protection from firing going into Elf, we absolutely should have had 3 pits of MR. So that this doesn't happen. You don't get banished. I then also should not have been smiting the wrong thing. And then we would not be in Abyss, but I messed up. I'll admit it. I need to take a break, get my brain back in order. So that's going to be it for today. If you join me in the next one, we'll try to get out of Abyss. Maybe we'll even try to get a 3rd rune. I don't know. We'll see. But bye for now.